Your
Yes.
journey. What, what were you before you started the journey?
What was my weight?
What was your weight before starting the journey?
456.
456. Wow.
Yeah.
And what had you like, what motivated you to get started, and what worked for you or what didn't work for you in the past and what you have tried?
Um, so what my motivation this time around was being hospitalized for um, a clogged artery due to a previous infection and it weakened my artery. So ultimately, I had to have a stent put in, and so it just boiled down to it's like lose weight or die.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not a good motivation, but at
Yeah,
least it motivated you to
yeah,
take a step further.
yeah. But
Um,
no, I've tried every fad diet. I've seen numerous nutritionalists, numerous dietitian. Everybody was the here's the triangle, here's the pyramid of food, here's your plates, here's your three quadrants, and this is 4 ounces. So it wasn't really. It was like one process fix all, but it was just like when it says, "Hey, you can eat as much as you want in this quadrant." Well, technically, you can't
yeah.
the way that they were having it. So I wasn't getting rid of, I mean, the big stuff. I wasn't getting rid of the starches. I was eating the meats. And in my head, it's kind of like the Atkins. Well, I'll just focus on, because I love venison, I'll just eat venison. Well, that doesn't help. Or if I did, it would have short gain returns and it wouldn't be sustainable.
Yeah,
So,
and also like with your portion size too, like I know that it's been they focus a whole lot on having eating a big portion of meat, and because you need
yeah,
a lot of protein.
yeah,
And that's something we changed when we started working together.
yeah,
But because I'm just gonna go back and I'm just gonna look back at your diet and
yeah,
everything. Before, like you were having yes, you were having good meat, you were having salmon, you were
yep.
having, but you were also having string cheese, you were also having muffin and all of those things.
Potatoes,
Yeah.
breads. Yes.
Yeah, pork chops,
Yep.
ranch dressing, all of those things. So
Yep.
tell me, what is different about this program that you find it more like intriguing, or something that made you think, yes, I can do this, or this is different?
Yeah. The difference between all the previous one is, again, it's a program. It's not again, not taken away from any of the other
Yeah, yeah,
folks.
of course.
It's not that you went to school, you read a textbook, and then you took that textbook and you applied what was in that textbook to every single person.
Yeah,
So this one was more of, I mean, you started out with like the questionnaire, and thankfully I've been blessed that I don't have any gut problems, I don't have any food allergies, but all the previous ones never really addressed that. It was just purely all the previous one focused on the number of calories, the number of carbs.
yeah,
That was the biggest thing. There was never as much focus on what's the ingredient to get those calories or what's the ingredients to get to those
yeah,
proteins. And
yeah,
but no, it was just like it was the pillars, and then it was um listening to the different options. And I think one of the biggest things that was transformational was I had never did a detox before. And then learning how to do that detox, again, I was very, I don't want to, reluctant, because I mean, I've always heard people smoothies, and I'm like, smoothies, and I put spinach in, and I do this and I do that, and I'm like, man, it does not. But when I kind of didn't have, I had the choice, but it was like the motivation to either lose weight or death. I was like, okay, I got to try anything I can, so I don't want to die. After the first smoothie, I'm like, this isn't bad. I don't taste spinach. This is very filling, and it's great, and
yeah.
it just improved on it. I mean, after the smoothie, I mean, my final smoothie that I drink today, um, the final add-ins were kefir and flaxseed.
And
So
you're liking the taste now and everything.
yes, yeah,
Awesome. So going back to the four pillars that I always talk
yeah,
to, everybody, of course, the gut
yeah,
health, inflammation, hormones, and stress, and
yeah,
your whole lifestyle.
yeah,
So the approach, and that's why we added kefir to your diet.
Yep.
because you wanted to make sure your gut health is good.
Right.
So, in general, other than losing weight, yes, weight loss, everybody is looking for weight loss. But what other changes you saw after doing the detox? And it's not the detox that you see, like drinking lemon water
No,
or
no, no. It was just,
you were
I
eating
mean,
real
detox
food.
to me was just, I didn't, the only thing that I consumed during that 4 weeks was purely plant-based.
Plant.
No chicken, no fish, no turkey, just purely plant-based.
Mhm.
Um, well, I noticed that with, I mean, I already have damage to my knees between the military and sports, but the extra weight was just making it worse. I mean, it's not that it solved my knee pain, but
Yeah.
it's making it a lot more manageable. I get around, I mean, not that I didn't get around before, but just things that you don't think about. Like the other day, I went to one of my pole barn, climbed in and out of our, and I got to go up the ladder to get into the boat and out. And I'm like, dang, this is a heck of a lot easier than having a 118-pound person hanging off my
That's
back trying to
right.
get in and out. So it's those things that you don't think about that
Yeah.
are advantages until you get there. Um, Energy, it's like I always had energy. I think instead of we're using the word energy, I think it's more motivation. It's
More
not like I didn't
motivation.
have the energy to do something. It was just I didn't
Yeah.
have the motivation to do it. Like
Yeah.
going out shooting and stuff like that because in my mind I was like, okay, my knees are going to get sore from sitting outside on the bricks and shooting or whatever. But now it's like, hey, I know I have less pain in my knees and stuff like that. The other thing that I find is my sleep. I don't wake up tired because
That's
again, I'm not a doctor, but I think that's because my body's not processing my dinner the
yeah.
entire. Because that was my biggest thing is, um, I wouldn't eat the entire day, and what a normal person. It's not that I was one of those that ate 3, 4, 5,000 calories in a day. I
Yeah.
would eat 2,500, 2,600 calories for
Mhm.
dinner at seven
That,
o'clock at night, and that was it. And then I would go to sleep,
yeah.
and then it would process and I'd wake up so sluggish and tired. The other thing that has changed between now and then is like I was just touching on is um, I always wonder for people that always complain that they did oh, I'm getting a headache, I'm getting hungry for breakfast, or I'm getting a headache because
Yeah.
I never understood that. But after going through the detox and changing the way that I eat, now my body's like a switch. I mean, literally, I almost know what time it is within probably about an hour. Around 11, 12, I'm hungry. Around 3 or 4, I'm hungry. So my body's got into a rhythm that I know from being taught that it is
Yeah.
now a metabolism that's driving that hunger.
Exactly. Naturally, your metabolism is there, your circadian rhythm is good, you're feeling hungry on time, and it's not
Yep.
that you're starving, you're still
No, it's
eating
just hungry.
food.
Yep.
It's just hungry. Yes.
Exactly.
Very good. Very good. And then I know over the time when you have been motivated enough, to try different recipe. And I just want to like talk about a little bit about transformational foods that we were using because a lot of time there is a big thing about not using fake meat and this and that. I do recommend not having like soy based, like soy lecithin
Yep.
or soy protein isolate. But other than that, there are a lot of other like Beyond Meat patty, or there is, I don't want to take the brand names, but bean burgers and other things which are not. Do you think though transitional foods helped you in like into your journey in transitioning and to the more plant-based diet?
Most definitely, because again, I'll be honest. I mean, I was always a naysayer when it came to
Yeah.
people who were vegetarians or vegans or
Yeah.
whatever. And it was like, oh, I can't. How do they do this? How do they do that? Because you really you only know what you know, and until you gain knowledge or knowledge is shared with you. Again, until I got into this program and looked and knowing that okay, I can't have pasta for what well I can, but I choose not to have pasta. So what can I have in
I
place of
like,
it?
I choose
It
not to have it. It's
right,
not that you
yes,
cannot have it.
right. So I'm like, okay, so then it forces you, or like in your modules, I learned about chickpea pasta. I learned about red lentil pasta. I'm like, okay, that fills that void. Whereas previously in all the other, um, let me see, journeys,
Yeah.
it was either all or nothing.
Yeah.
Either if I didn't eat pasta, I didn't have pasta at all. I wasn't educated enough to understand what else is out there. But now with this and understanding and the motivation now that I need to make this sustainable, it's like, okay, what else like red lentil, what can I find that are substitutes that can replace what I like?
Right.
But like the other example is like you can have a wrap, right? Or a burrito or something made out of regular flour tortillas. Well, I learned about the egg white wraps
Yeah.
by Egg Life. So it's just if you're motivated enough, you will find the replacements.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think I have to give you this. You have been self-motivated enough that we never talked about having a cheat day or anything. A lot of people talk about, oh, I have a cheat
Yeah.
day today. So it's not about cheat day. It's like the transformation of your health, which is a
Yeah.
lifestyle change.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's where the individual has to decide
Yeah.
and how important it is to them. Do they want, not that I wanted to lose 100 pounds in a month, but I also didn't want to take 3 years to
Yeah.
lose 100 pounds. And if I would have had a cheat, let's say I'm gonna convince myself I'm gonna do great for 6 days and have a cheat on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what? To be honest, it would have worked, but the amount of weight that I would have lost would have slowed down. But also too, I think mentally, it also I've known myself, and I know that that cheat day on Sunday turns into I had a bad day at work on a Monday, and I
Yeah.
had to because I would travel international and domestic. Okay, I'm traveling, so I'm gonna eat junk food. Then all of a sudden, that one day turns into turns into a year without
True.
making a change in your life. So you can do it, but to me, it was like if I'm going to do it, I want to get to my goal and not
Mhm.
stop the way. I'm not using the word diet. I don't want to stop the way that I've changed the way I eat. It's
Exactly.
just that I want to get to the weight that I know is sustainable. And then after that, if I continue to lose weight, I do. If I don't, I just maintain. I'm happy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And tell me, when did we start the journey with the program and how many months it is and how much weight you have lost so far?
So we started, I think it was May 9th. I think it was just days after my surgery. And so that'd be, see, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. So 8 months, 118 pounds.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Yes,
yep, that
that's
was as of
amazing.
January 6th. And I'm hoping, according to my fitness pal, I should have lost another 8 to 10 pounds by February 6th.
Okay, and that's perfectly fine too, as long as you're progressing and not going back. This
Yep.
is all good because you want to make sure that it's not that you're drastically losing all that weight.
No, yeah,
So,
it's to your point. And again, my brother and I talk about this, whether it's 10, 9, 1 through 10, or even 0. If I go a month with 0, I'm not gaining, I'm maintaining. So eventually I understand I'm going to hit a plateau. And this
mhm,
is going to be different. Like you said, it's very much up to the individual.
individual, yeah.
Somebody may not need to lose 156 pounds like me
Yeah,
to get where they want. They may only need to lose 60. So
yeah,
they may only see 2 or 3 pounds a month.
exactly.
So it's always like, if it's 0, if you can continue with 0 or to get into 1 or 2 and start chipping away. Mine was more that I had to have that drive because of the situation. I couldn't, the longer that I carried that extra weight, the longer it was detrimental to my health.
Absolutely. And you know, it is not easy. Like what you were saying is so right that people who are about maybe just 180 pounds or 200 pounds, they just may have to lose 10 or 20 pounds.
Yep.
But their journey is not going to be losing 20 pounds in like 2 months. Their
Right.
journey will be like, okay, you see other changes, that
Yep.
your gut health is better, your bowel movements are good, your
Yep.
inflammation, joint pain is good, your hormones are balanced, you have less stress,
Yep.
and you're making a lifestyle change.
Well, yeah,
So,
I think that's another key point too, that again, my goal is 32 by April, but it's not that I'm going to stop the way that I eat. It's going to be the maintain, but even between now and then, if it plateaus off, I still know that I'm knowledgeable and educated now to know what's going in my body, that I
yeah,
know that don't have the toxins like I did before.
yeah,
Um, uh, I'm not giving up red meat. Or I shouldn't say red meat. I'm not giving up venison, but I know that I have to have it more of a limited, but I'm not giving it up. I mean, once or twice, maybe 3 times a
Exactly.
month,
The
I still
ratio is
have it.
different now. Like
Totally different.
eight
Where
to one.
I was a carnivore 90% of my meal. Now I'm a herbivore for probably 80% of my meal. But
That's
I still got the carnivore in me that I'm still satisfying it.
satisfying it. Absolutely. And there is nothing wrong in it as long as you are progressing, seeing the
Yes.
difference, like the
Yep.
ratio itself is make a
Yep.
huge, it's going to make a huge difference.
And the
That's
other thing that I find very unique, and I can picture the slide that I forgot what module it is, but anyways, it's got a picture of the human body, and it's got like the little color dots that are swirling.
uh-huh.
And the other person that is seeing you now, we talked about that, and no one had ever brought that up. Of again, we were talking about my gout. That as you're losing weight, if you're not eating the right foods to flush your system out, that I never knew that when you lose weight, that your body releases toxins because of that weight loss. And if
Mm-hmm.
you don't eat correctly, them toxins just stay in, which causes either one, not you to lose weight, or to gain it back if you make a change or if you have a cheat day. It's like those toxins are like, okay, we're going to grab onto everything and we're going to hold it, and now you're going to gain weight.
Exactly. You listen to your modules very well. I know exactly the slide you're talking about. It's
Yeah,
like where you have like more toxins in your body, you can do calorie deficit, you can do ketogenic diet, Atkins or whatever. Um, but then if you're not removing the quality of the food, like if you're not making it better quality of
right.
food, the toxins will be there. That's going to cause more inflammation, and that
Yeah,
inflammation causes more your body's ability to hold on to everything, like
right.
hold on, let it go, whether it's water retention, whether it's fat percentage. And once you start to eat better, the quality and quantity, then you lose weight and you keep it up.
Exactly. Yes. So that's a lot of differences of like I said, I between dietitian, nutritionist, probably over my life after the military, I've probably seen anywhere between 8 and 11 people. So, and probably 99% of them had the exact same message, the exact same. It was almost like it was all structured the same based on what they went to college for. I
Yeah,
mean, but I mean, there's a lot of that that's in yours, but then there's, again, like I said, not to be redundant, but it's different approaches. It's like,
definitely. And everybody is unique in their own way,
right,
but the only thing I'd say that the weight gain that you have is the symptom of what's going on inside your body.
right,
So it's
yes,
like seeing the tip of the iceberg. Like you are just thinking, wait, oh my gosh, I'm fat. But are
right.
you thinking the other things that are going inside of your body
You
that need
don't.
to be taken care of
Yep.
so that you can lose weight long term, not just
Yes.
get rid of the symptom?
And get
So
off the roller coaster.
get off the roller coaster, yes. And it's amazing. And your journey is inspiring to a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Yeah.
Just thank you, and I hope you continue to do the journey, because going
Yeah.
from 448 to 338, and you want to make sure you hit 300 before
Yep.
your birthday.
My optimal is to be 299, and that will be right at the weight that I played football, hockey, and went into the military at.
Yes, absolutely. Aiming to that. And I'm sure with the work that you're doing and you're tracking everything, and
Yeah.
we didn't talk about activities. Like, were you doing any activity?
Yeah, so every morning, well, Monday through Friday, I go to the Y, and I don't know if everybody understands. It's called the Lazy River.
Lazy River,
So
yes.
it's a current pool.
Yeah.
So I would walk that and that was before I had lost the 118. I would just walk that with the current, just to it wouldn't have the pressure on my knees, just for regular
Yeah.
walking or a treadmill,
Yeah.
because we all know if it hurts or it's uncomfortable, you're not going to do it. Well, the
Right.
pool is great, so it gave me the exercise. Now I do against the current and do laps in the Olympic pool. So I'll go from there to the Olympic pool, and then eventually, because I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I didn't want to start working out with the weights because I was afraid mentally that if I started gaining muscle mass and then my weight started to slow down, I didn't want to say, "Oh, it's slowing down because of the
Yeah.
muscle mass I'm putting on." So eventually, once I start getting a little bit closer, then I will start working out. So that way I know that it is if I do gain any weight. I know it's the muscle versus, because I'll be able to tell by my clothes and a lot of other things that it's muscle, not just weight. Because also I'll know what I'm eating. So, and that, I guess that's the other thing too, is you watch the different things on commercials, and the one that comes to my mind, I have no idea why. Maybe it's because it's on most of the time. Golo. It's like all these magical things but they don't talk about that. At the end of the day, no one's there putting the food in your mouth.
Exactly.
It's just you have to do it for yourself. There's not a magical pill. It's not easy. I mean, going through what everybody else is eating, it's just you have to have the right motivation. You have to do it for yourself, not what everybody else wants you to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with the exercise too, with the weight that you were carrying, I think it was better to start with the lagoon so that you don't put pressure
Yes.
on your knees in the
Yep.
beginning, you know.
Yep.
That's a lot of weight. But
Yep.
then again, I know you have become very good at cooking like fast. I know you didn't have enough time to cook like, fancy meals. And I just
Right.
want to make sure everybody understand that it's not that you have to cook fancy to lose weight. It can be quick.
No. No. Well, okay. So here's a fun fact. So right before I had went into my surgery in May, I had a new stove oven and a new microwave installed. And since May, I have never turned that oven on or the cooktop. All of my meals come either from the air fryer or my Instant Pot or a microwave. So no, I'm all about time. I'm very time sensitive. So if I can't do it quick, it's like put in the air fryer, push the button, it cooks. Instant Pot, push the button, it cooks. And on average, my meals are done within 15, 20 minutes of me pushing buttons.
Awesome. That's what we want. And maybe next time when you become a dehydrator pro,
Yes, I got dehydrator going
I
too
know
now
you have
too.
started your journey of dehydrating
Yep.
food. And that's amazing. I mean, I hear that I hear a lot about that, but I have not done it myself. But
Yeah.
I would love to know your thoughts and
Yeah.
how you have been doing it.
Yeah, no, that's again, that's another thing. And again, it's I mean, I choose not, again, I cannot, back to I can't have, I choose not to have crackers. I choose not to
Exactly.
have chips. But my body gives a sensation that even though it's zucchini and it's got everything bagel, it's like having whatever those chips are, the thin chips or whatever. It
Thin
tastes
chips.
like that. So I'm not depriving myself. It's not the potato chip, and now it's just it's a vegetable chip or the
Zucchini chips.
zucchini chips or the apple chips. So
Apple chips, yeah. And with all the herbs and spices, I think you have
yeah,
learned to make your food really flavorful. We don't have to get rid of all the herbs and spicy or
no,
spice. You can make it more interesting. It doesn't mean it's like a diet where you're eating boiled
no,
peas or salads every day.
no. Like I always pronounce it incorrectly. Marsala, is it the
Masala, yes, masala.
marsala,
Mhm.
marsala, turmeric, ginger, chili powder, garlic powder. Those are kind of my staples.
Garam masala, probably that's what you're
Yes,
saying.
yeah,
Garam
gram
masala.
masala.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Brownish, little earthy tone smell.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yes.
yep.
Yeah. And
Those are
those are
my
the one
staples.
helping in weight loss also. These herbs are really good for
But
your functional spices that help you lose weight.
well, then I also know that a byproduct of turmeric helps with inflammation too. So I'm like,
Yes.
whoa, I'm getting the health plus the
Yes.
anti-inflammatory. So it's like bonus all the way around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so far, which ones are your favorite recipes so far that you use most often?
My smoothie, my
The smoothie.
after you put me on the 4-week detox, my smoothie has not changed since
Wow,
May.
since May. Oh
Yep.
my God. That's commendable.
Yeah. It's just like some things you have to have variety, but for me, it's like if it tastes good, because the other thing, it kind of changes in a way because it depends on what protein drink I put in there. Sometimes it's the premier protein cookies and cream or bananas and cream or strawberries and cream. So you
Yeah.
still have that different flavor. Or if it's plain vanilla, I don't know how to pronounce. I think it's not cocoa, but cacao, CaCao powder.
Cacao. Cacao.
Yeah, so it's that powder. You have a chocolatey taste, but almost
Yeah.
minimal calories. And the
Right.
body is tricked because it tastes
Mhm.
like if I just took a scoop of actual cocoa powder, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. You know, you are tracking the quality of the food, then you're tracking the quantity of the food, and then you're also making sure you're getting
Yep.
enough protein and lower carbohydrates, and you have learned to swap your higher carb like rice for cauliflower rice,
Yep.
noodles for like konjac noodles and lentil
Yep.
pasta, panza pasta.
Yep.
That's like a taste transformation also.
Right. Yep. And again, it just boils down to how much do you want to invest? Because it's like anything else in life. What you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. So
Yeah.
those people who say, "Hey, doesn't work for me," it's like, okay, really examine why didn't it work. And
Yeah.
half the time, and I have to be honest with myself, like the other diets, I wanted it really haphazard. I mean, it was like cheat day and Saturday, Sunday. Like I said, they extend, and so I can't blame it on that totally. So.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for
Yeah,
you.
no, it's and like I said, no, I share my story with a coworker and now she's talking with you. So
Yeah,
that's the
awesome.
other thing is I just like I said, you and I said it in my session right before this.
Mm.
I'm one of the biggest naysayers when it comes to nutritionalists and dietitians and stuff like that. And like I said, it was just God's luck that I came across you and it had a different approach and again, like we were saying, you have to do it. I mean, you gave me everything in the modules and all that, but if I wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't have lost weight. But it wasn't because of you or what your program is about. It was what I didn't do.
Absolutely 100%, because I
Yep.
can teach the same program to 100 other people, but if they're not following,
Yep.
there's nothing I can do. I can
Yep.
only give you information, provide you information, give you support, or whatever I can do. But ultimately, you are in your own home and in your own kitchen, and what goes in your mouth is
Yep.
what goes in your mouth.
Yep.
So,
And I acknowledge also too, and it's kind of like I trying to. Also want to humble myself. Is again, we kind of talked about it. I I feel I have an advantage over a lot, and again, I use the example of a woman, a woman who's married and has
yeah,
kids, and the husband and children eat differently than she does. She's going to have a we could have the same motivation, same willpower, but it's going to be tougher for her or him because of the environment that they're in, that they're faced
absolutely.
with it. Where me, I mean, it's May 1st. I mean, I cleaned out my pantry and pretty much gave boxes of stuff away to my nephew and my brother and cleaned everything out. Where this woman who's married with kids, she doesn't have that luxury
Yeah,
because I don't have like if I'm sitting or something like we talked about having cravings for bread or potatoes, I don't have it in my house.
yeah,
And so it's like, okay, if I want, I had to get in my car and drive. And it's like, no, I'm not, it's not
yeah.
there. But is that potato sitting on the shelf or is that loaf of bread sitting on the shelf? It's more of a temptation. So I
I
feel that it
mean,
is going to be challenged
you
for
just
people
hit the
like that.
point. You just hit the point, and especially, for sometimes for women, especially when they're taking care of kids and they're cooking meals for kids, cooking meals for, their husband or family or parents or whosoever they have in their family. Women's are like they're the last person to take care of themselves and think, okay, I'm gonna cook
Right.
for myself. Now she's
Yep.
gonna end up eating whatever is available and not, you know.
Yep.
So absolutely, you said it right, and my hats off to like all the women, who are dealing with the situation but still able to overcome and focus on
Yeah.
themselves and change their habits and everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have worked with people who are living alone as well. They lack motivation in a way. Oh, I have nobody to at home for to cook for, so let me just
Right.
eat out every day. So
Yeah.
that can go on the other side too.
True, yeah. But again,
So
not being humble, but I think it would
yeah,
be, I think a woman to have my success, be married and have kids, I think it's a more of a success story than mine.
yeah,
Because like
more
I
of a
said,
success
I
story, and
couldn't
I can't
imagine,
wait.
I couldn't imagine cooking hot dogs and French fries for kids or a steak for steak or for steak and potato for my wife. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, then it's like, there's all of that. Where now it's like I don't see the difference, but here I
Yeah.
am. I got my plant burger or I got my fish and my zucchini, but here's the butter, the
Yeah.
bread, the potatoes, and everything else, and just looking at it.
Absolutely. No, you are so right. And I can't wait for, to share any women's story who have overcome all of these things and lost a whole bunch of weight. But thank you so much for
Yeah,
sharing your
of
story.
course. Yes.
And I'm sure it'll inspire a whole lot of people.
I hope.
So can't wait to share it with
Yeah.
everybody. And thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
All right. All the
All
best
right.
for your journey moving forward.
All right. Sounds good. We'll talk at you.
All right.
Okay.
Let me
Bye-bye.
just